It's easy to catch child predators. I show up with nothing.
You've spent what now? Close to 7 years going after predators.
We went to South Burlington, Vermont, and called a predator in a half hour.
This man right here came to be the 13-year-old boy.
They had like 20 police cars waiting at Walmart, waiting for me to catch this predator so they could stop me from catching them.
That's insane. They want to stop you.
My partner got shot. We had to take a gun away from a guy. So like,
You've caught about 800 of these PDFs. None of them have faced justice.
The system's broken.
drug dealer goes to prison for 7 years. A sex offender goes to prison for 3 years. There's more molestations and sexual assaults in America that happen every year than car accidents.
There's a reason why they aren't releasing the Epstein files. I think everybody's on there. Oprah, Obama.
Did you guys hear about the 71 girls that came out of the synagogue?
The tunnels in New York. What the fuck is actually going on?
When you are smacking these guys around,
Yeah.
how many times have you been arrested? The judicial system, the law, the court system has failed not only your family, but the entire community and the entire state, the country itself. All righty. Happy Monday, everybody.
Thank goodness it's Monday.
Thank God it's Monday. Thank God it's Monday. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. We have a very, very special guest with us. Some of you have seen him all over Instagram. Some of you have seen him all over TikTok. We were fortunate enough to get him here in person, in studio, because this was an episode we have to have in person live. We want to thank Mr. Joshua Mundy for taking time out of his Monday to be with us.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you, guys.
How you been, man?
Good, man.
How was the flight in?
Not bad, man. Not bad. A little long, but it was all right.
You were flying in from where?
Philly.
Philly.
Yeah.
I think he's the only, or one of, maybe one of, if not the only guest we've had that you probably don't want to run into in public, right?
Well, no, you know what? Depends on the circumstances. In our opinion, we would love to run into him in public.
Oh, yeah.
On the other hand, if you are we don't want to use the word yet because YouTube has this kind of algorithm thing where you don't want to curse or say certain words in a matter of
wait a little bit of
8
time.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just fun 8 minutes. So unless you're a PDF file, then you don't want to run into
Yeah,
it.
like an Adobe converted PDF.
Yeah, or a map.
A PDF hates to see me coming, man.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna turn it to an ISO.
If you're at Target or Walmart and then he shows up and you're all by yourself, yeah.
Or if you hear the famous, "Excuse me, everybody."
Yeah.
This man.
Well, you've been doing God's work, man.
I appreciate that.
When we saw you originally online, you're doing something a lot of people don't have the courage to do because they don't know who the individual that they're confronting may be. But tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Joshua and how did you get into creating this type of content?
Yeah, sure. My name is Joshua Mundy, obviously. I created Dads Against Predators with a co-creator, Jay Carnicone. He's not here right now. We kind of split off and we do our own thing. We live across the country and stuff. But so I started Dads Against Predators. My first catch was January 21st, 2020. So coming up on 7 years of doing this full time. I have 3 kids, the Dads Against Predators part. So yeah.
God bless.
No, thank you, man.
God bless.
Thank you. So yeah, I was in, I guess I'll start all the way from the beginning. So I do have a stepdaughter. I'm not together with her mom anymore, but I still love her like my own daughter. And she was taken advantage of, or whatever word you want to use for the first 8 minutes.
Yes.
And by somebody in her other side of her family and stuff like that. And I watched the government, or however you want to put it, the judicial system, kind of just let this guy go. They made him register privately, which a lot of people don't even know is a thing.
In what state?
Ohio.
Ohio.
Yeah. So I'm from Fremont, Ohio, a small town, a Detroit border town. So yeah.
So there's no Megan's Law there as far as like them being able to register for?
No, well, there is for the actual registry list, but there is a thing. I don't know if it's in all states or just Ohio, or there is a private registry. So that person only has to like report to like a probation officer or like a judge or something like that.
How old was your stepdaughter?
She was 4 at the time when it happened.
4?
Yeah.
So that happened to her at 4 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so I watched this guy, never went to jail, registered privately. And I would go to all of his jobs. So like I was exposing predators before this. And he would work at Taco Bell. I'd go to Taco Bell and be like, did you know what this guy is? He's over here working with minors. And they're like, well, we did a background check. We didn't see it. And I'm like, well, here's the paperwork. Here's the court paperwork. He's did it. He's not even denying doing it. And he's just because the guy's not in jail doesn't mean he's not a monster. And so basically I would go around and expose this guy. I did it at 3-4 jobs. And I started to go to college. I had kids early in my life. And once they started to get to school and stuff like that, I'm like, I'm about to go get my education. You know what I mean? So I started to go to college. I wanted to be a high school teacher, football coach. That was like the American dream for me. And at the time, I'm like, I'm going to this guy's Taco Bell job. I'm going to this KFC job and like a grocery store. And I'm in like the 3rd semester in college, and I'm taking statistics class, which is one of the hardest classes. It sucks. And the first day of class, I'm sitting there. I'm already in there, and I'm waiting for class to start. And in walks this guy into my classroom at school.
The PDF file.
And my education professor, because I was trying to get a degree in education, my education professor was actually the dean of the college as well. So I had a really good relationship with her. I knew her for like 2 years at this point. And I go to her and I'm like, I told her this whole situation. And I'm like, I can't work in this environment. You know what I mean? I'm not trying to cause violence or, be a distraction in this classroom or whatever. And she was like, I understand. And I was like, so like, can you like make him go to a different time? You know what I mean? Not in the same classroom as me. Because not only is it terrible for me, like he knows that I want to kill him. I've been chasing him around for like the past 4 years. So like he knows what's going on. He knows who I am. And she's like, I just don't want you to make a scene about this. There's not much we can really do. He has every right to be here just as much as you do. And so at that point, I watched the judicial system fail me and my family. And then I watched just the social society failing, like the public. And it was too far for me. And I ended up telling everybody in the classroom and this and that, and made it hard for him. But from then on, like I knew there was like an issue, and I would go tell everybody and everybody would be like, oh, that's messed up. Oh, that's messed up. And it's just like, so other than being messed up, like, what's the future of this? You know what I mean? And nobody really had anything to like add. It's just like, oh, this sucks. And I had seen somebody catch predators on YouTube. And, there's hundreds of predator catchers nowadays. People imitate what I do. People imitate what other predator catchers do. And it's definitely not rare anymore. But when I started in 2020, it was ultra rare. I mean, Chris Hansen wasn't doing it anymore. The last time he did it was like 10 years prior.
Yeah.
And you had like one guy, his name, like I said, his name was Pop Squad. He was in Connecticut. And he would talk to the predators and he'd be so nice to him. He'd be like, hey, man, I know you made a mistake and I don't want to make a big scene in here and like this and that. I just want to talk. And I'm mad. Like I'm living a life where like this predator is just like getting over on me, getting over on my family. And I'm watching this guy and I'm like, I like that he's doing this, but it's just like, this ain't the energy that you need to have. You know what I mean? I got more energy walking into a Taco Bell to expose this guy than he's doing it, the way he's doing it. So I heard of an app called Grindr because that's where he would catch the guys. So yeah, anyways, I would watch his videos and see that he would catch guys off the app Grindr. I had no idea what it was. And me and my buddy like downloaded it. And it's funny, the first guy that we caught, like we didn't know like how to make a decoy account or anything like that. We looked up, just Googled teenage boys just Googled images and just like screenshotted some pictures and stuff, and like terrible pictures. Don't even know how we caught guys. And we caught 3 the first 24 hours and was on the news, and it was a big deal. And I didn't see like a future and like, oh, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. It was just like, yeah, this is cool. This is like what we can do in our spare time to help out for the community and this and that. And COVID happened. So now we're like stuck at home, and I was going crazy. Like I was kind of freaked out just by the propaganda and stuff like that. It was really, you had no idea, you know, what the world was going to be like. And we got the, what was that the check that Trump gave out? Or
The stimulus?
The stimulus check, yeah. So we got a stimulus check, and like we didn't really need it. Like I was a security guard and stuff like that, and I didn't really need the money, and neither did my partner. And we're like, you know what, bro, we should go and see if we could catch other places. So we basically took our stimulus packages, and like he had a minivan, and we just drove across the country. So we drove from basically Detroit to Denver and just caught predators in every city.
Are you
every
serious?
state.
So you guys were going from state to state doing this.
Yeah.
But very quickly, going back a little bit to your stepdaughter, right?
Yeah.
Are you? Did what happened with the relation between you and your ex when you started doing this and calling out the family member? Did that kind of ruin the relationship, or what happened there?
No.
Or did you guys just grow apart from each other?
Yeah, we just grew apart. Like, but yeah, I was actually like, I think she appreciated like what I was doing.
Okay, I'm glad for that. Are you still in communications with her and stepdaughter?
Yeah.
Has it affected the kid at all? Because
that's hard. It's hard to say. Like she went through therapy and things like that, and she's older now. So, I mean, it's hard to say, and it's obviously not something, you know, that you're like, hey, how are you feeling since this? So it's yeah, the therapist like kind of explained to us that like we probably shouldn't talk about it to her. You know what I mean? And just
she'll kind of forget about it. Or
yeah,
what?
supposedly. But
and you won't see the long-term effects till she's probably in her
mid-20s,
late teens, or she's what now, 10, 11?
13,
13, yeah. So probably in the next 5 to 10 years, that's when I think, if there's any negative effects.
Hopefully there isn't, man. Hopefully
no, yeah, I mean, yeah, God willing. But
is the guy still out? Is he still roaming?
Yeah. He's out. He's normal.
Roaming around like nothing
happened.
See, my concern with things like that is, as you mentioned, the judicial system, the court system has failed not only your family, but the entire community and the entire state, the country itself. Because if people like that could roam around freely and they've done it once, how do you know they're not going to do it again?
It's not even like how do you know they're not? It's just when.
Or when. I think that's worse.
Yeah.
So in those situations, like, is it because let's say the court system does not have enough evidence, or what's the reason there were no repercussions?
In that situation, he admitted it. But his defense team, or whatever you would like to call it, he had Asperger's. But like, he's in statistics class with me, like in college, which is one of the hardest college classes. And he's in there without like a helper. So they were basically saying, oh, he's got development issues, even though he's an adult.
And supposedly Elon Musk has it too.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to have
exactly.
held him back.
So that was like the defense is, he has Asperger's or something like that.
How do you even become a defense attorney for something like that? No amount of money can ever, if I was an attorney, that is, no amount of money would ever allow me to defend somebody like that.
I've been in legal situations where I have to find a lawyer and stuff like that. And I was talking to a lawyer one time, and they were like, yeah, I've gotten 12 guys something off of like child sex cases. And I'm like, you think, no thanks then. Like, I don't want your business. You know what I mean? Like that's not something, in my opinion, to be proud of. Like, oh, wow, you beat some crazy cases, but like at what cost, you know?
Yeah, man. So you guys downloaded this app Grindr,
Yeah.
which is basically a dating app for gay men.
Yes.
And you began to target certain individuals, or did they come to you?
So we've never rode a predator first. I've been involved with over 800 predator catches. Never rode a predator first for multiple reasons. Number one, listen, like laws are different in every state. Attitudes are different in every city and neighborhood. So whether the police act like this or detectives act like this or a district attorney acts like that, it's always better for me if I say I didn't write them first. You know what I mean? Or not even say it. It's just better if I don't write
I didn't
them
approach
first.
him. They approached me.
And then the second point is just like we do come across like mentally delayed, mentally disabled. You know what I mean? There are individuals that we come across like that. And like you can say like how much it's how much like they know what's going on. Regardless, they're a danger. You
can tell. You can tell.
So like if those people are like, I don't want to write somebody and then like accidentally like get one of those guys in a situation where he wouldn't be without me. You know what I mean? I always describe what I do as you know the show John Quinona as What Would You Do?
Mm-hmm.
You know that show?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he like creates these situations where it's like a dad's being mean to his daughter in public and
to
like,
see what's other people around.
Yeah, just to see like the reactions
okay.
of other people and stuff. It's like a hidden camera show. So like that's basically what I'm doing is just like you found a 13-year-old on a dating website. What would you do?
Yeah,
I see.
I could see it. I could see it because, for example, if you were the one initiating it, it could be like, well, you know, I saw this young 13-year-old boy who was initiating, so I was more advising him how he should not be doing stuff like that.
That's
and be cautious.
That's
and then,
the main
right?
That's the main excuse even for them writing them first.
Is it?
Yeah, they'll talk about. We allowed to say it?
You can say it. You can say it.
We passed the 8 minutes, so we're
like
good.
Like they'll talk about having sex and all this stuff, and then you go to meet them, and you're like, "Why are you talking to little kids online?" They're like, "I was just trying to talk to him and tell him not to do this. I was going to meet him to tell him to go home." And they'll like,
I was going to show him what not to do.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot of bad guys out here.
So stupid.
It's literally that stupid. Yeah,
That's what it sounds.
It's you know what? It's funny, man. These morons think like you were born yesterday.
Right. Yeah.
It's like they send pictures and they send like explicit text messages, and then when you meet up with them and you call them out, they go, "Well, no, that's not what I was planning on doing. That I was just going to tell them that. Look, you see, there might be somebody like me that might be out there to hurt you."
Yeah.
We have a little bit of footage actually from some of your catches.
Joe, can we play like two of them really quickly just to get so the people could get a idea of what Joshua does? Where is this one at?
This is in Indiana. I can't remember the specific city. It's right by Indianapolis. And actually what's going on right here is, you see all those people running to the door?
Yes.
There was actually a mass shooting in that mall like 2 years before that. And like,
so everybody was tripping out.
yeah, I think like 20 people got killed in that mall.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
So
man.
like when we did that, the police pulled up like 60 cars deep and had guns on us and stuff like that.
So there was massive PTSD from the mass shooting.
I felt bad kind of for that city because of that. But yeah, that's kind of the basis of what I did. But that one had a little bit of
I have another one as well. We were talking about how tired the community is in regard to how the police aren't doing anything. We have one showing the reaction of the community, actually.
How do I know you?
You probably see me catch pedophiles on the internet.
I've seen this one. I remember this one.
Oh, yeah.
So Ron,
Serious.
can I have that phone, boss? Why you been talking with a little boy? Why you having dinner with a little boy?
He contacted me.
No, you wrote first. You wrote the little boy first on Grindr. I know how this works.
It's always
So let's
13,
go to,
14-year-old boys, bro.
Mr. Ron Callahan. Come through that gum at the table, Ron. You got no manners.
Yeah, good boy. Help us off the table, man.
Is that law enforcement with you, by the way?
Now, if you pause this,
Pause it real quick, Joe.
there's a major story actually behind this. So as I was talking about how I started catching predators, I started catching in my hometown, and I caught, like I said, 50 guys. And they say in Ohio, if it's not an actual child or a law enforcement officer, that there's nothing they can do. So, like, technically, all those guys I caught in Fremont, my hometown, they didn't commit a crime, right? So they were like threatening to prosecute me because I'm putting pressure on them and being like, well, if y'all ain't gonna prosecute the guys I'm catching, then you guys should probably be doing it. Which is a whole nother. I talk about tax allocation, and I get into a lot of deeper stuff other than just like per video. I have a lot of
the intent behind it.
Yes, exactly.
So if somebody puts a threat out saying I'm intending on, doing a bomb threat or killing somebody or beating the crap out of somebody, that's a threat. If he's threatening to, or not threatening to, but if he intends to have sexual relations with a minor, what difference does it make?
It's been 7 years.
So
I'm asking the same question.
I forgot the gentleman's name, but he was a guest on our show, veteran, who worked for the government for 2 years, busting these guys.
Yeah.
And remember the point system? He's like, even if we caught somebody, we had to find enough evidence, like each image, if I remember correctly, was 1 point, and each video was like 50 or 75 points. So he had to have found a total of like 650 points total.
That's insane.
For that individual
to
be prosecuted.
Yeah, imagine you're like, we got to wait for this murderer to get 3 murders.
Yeah, it's like...
Yeah, well, it was Oscar. Oscar Zapata.
There you go, Oscar. Yeah, it's like, well, we have 578 points. Oh, they can't do anything. You need 650 points to arrest the guy.
What's very sad, I want to wrap up this point, but to add on to that, what's very sad is I'm having child despicable. It's terrible. One of the worst things you can do. But like, you get more time in prison for having child do actually more. And that's because it becomes a federal case because of like the crimes using the computer and going state to state, and when just was just a state case. So you actually get in more trouble, and the FBI and all that stuff investigates more child stuff than actually stopping people from molesting kids. That's a whole nother thing. But to come back to the Fremont situation, because that's where that video happens. It happens in Denny's.
Mm-hmm.
So the police are telling me nothing we can do about it. We're not going to, if you catch these guys, we're not going to do anything about it. So the city's mad. This is a small, close-knit town. And I post on there. I'm like, well, since the city's not going to do anything about it, let's show them how we feel about pedophiles in our neighborhoods. And the guy that you're seeing, he's a Christian, like he used to be like a youth pastor, and he owns like like he takes photos of kids, and it's just one of those guys that are just surrounding themselves with kids. And we knew all this stuff before we was going to catch him. And I told on Facebook, if you guys want to come to a catch tonight, pay attention to my Facebook, and I'm going to tell you guys where this is going to be. And everybody, as you've seen in the first video, like most of my videos are in like a mall or like Walmart or something like that. And I called a lot of guys in Walmart in my hometown, and I said, hint, because I was messing with the police, because the police are watching my page. And I said, hint, it's not going to be at Walmart because I'm banned. And for some reason, the police took that as like, oh, it's going to be at Walmart. So they had like 20 police cars waiting at Walmart, waiting for me to catch this predator so they could stop me from catching them.
That's insane. They want to stop you.
Yeah.
Imagine your hard-earned tax dollars going to the police department for them to stop somebody who's technically a vigilante at this point from catching a predator, instead of going after and saying, you know what, Joshua, thank you for your hard work. I'm glad we're able to put this guy behind bars together.
Yeah,
but they're there to stop you.
It's an ego thing a lot of times.
Crazy.
Because anyways, I do this and I say, hey, Denny's right now. And there's only one Denny's. Like I said, this is a small town, so there's only one Denny's. They know where to go. And as you can play the video back.
Yeah.
That gives it the backstory. So the whole town is coming to get this guy.
How do I know you?
You probably see me catch pedophiles on the internet.
I love that. Here we go.
Oh shit.
It's crazy.
And it gets crazy in a second here.
Yeah. I'm going to forward it a little bit. Oh, no. It's right here. Actually, I'm going to leave it.
This is at a Denny's, right? You said?
Yeah, and it was completely empty when we first walked in there.
And I think Jan see what's happening. Relax, brother. Ron, what happened? Why? You're a pedophile, Fremont, Ohio. We don't like it.
Does it show where he gets up and gets out?
Yeah. I have the second portion.
Okay.
Look at the people in the window.
Oh, wow.
Right here.
So the cops come in.
So the cops actually do show up.
Yeah, they show up late. All these teenagers and stuff beat him there.
When he gets up.
Yeah, keep it here. You'll see it. You see those people in the lines. I don't know if you guys have ever seen Black Mirror, but have you guys ever seen that show?
No.
There's a episode where they're like everybody's recording this guy. They don't know why. This is what it looks like.
Wait till you see what it looks like outside.
Holy shit, bro.
Yeah, this is insane. Probably about 300 people all together.
See, okay. So
well deserved.
Yeah. My concern with content like I don't want to say concern, but my concern with the judicial system is you see all these civilians, all these people going out there to advocate and make sure that people like that are put behind bars, yet they do the complete opposite. They allow these guys to get a slap on the wrist and be like, don't do it again. We'll put you on a special list, but don't do it again.
Can I talk about that real quick?
Yes.
This is one thing. This is like a new thing that I've added into my little shtick is the sex registry list. Do you have judges out here that hand that out like it's a punishment? Like, so let's say a drug dealer commits a felony too, right? Drug dealer goes to prison for 7 years. A sex offender commits a felony too. He goes to prison for 3 years and then gets put on a sex registry list. There's no registry list for drug dealers. You know what I mean? There's no registry list for like violent criminals or car thieves or whatever. For some reason, they made it seem like, oh, this is actually like, it's like a deterrent, but it's actually like it's like a scapegoat almost of just like, we're going to make him a registered sex offender and then just put him back in the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? So they hand that out as far as like, oh, now you're a registered sex offender, as like, oh no. And half the guys that we catch, like they're living off Social Security. They're living in Section 8 housing. Their rent's like $100 a month. They're living with their parents. And then you have the Jeffrey Epstein types who like, you could be buying products off a pedophile because they're hidden through multiple LLCs and a trust and stuff like that. You can't stop a pedophile from buying property because if he has money, he can do it. So at the end of the day, like it don't really stop much in 2026. And all it is just used as a scapegoat when it comes to sentencing as far as like, okay, yeah, he's a registered sex offender and the crowd's supposed to go, but it means absolutely nothing. When is the last time you got a letter in the mail or a knock on the door saying, hey, a predator's in your neighborhood.
No.
Never, right?
I don't remember.
But if you go on the app, there's predators in your neighborhood.
All around you.
Yeah, all around you. But there's no notification. It's for damn near nothing at this point.
Now, when you began to film your content, I noticed in the beginning, it was mostly you filming it, making these people look like fools in public.
Sure.
And then we've noticed recently you getting physical with these guys. Yeah. When did you begin to actually start laying your hands on them and start like slapping them around?
I was doing a catch trip in Philly, and this guy was like, smack me. And I'm like, you want me to smack you? He's like, yeah, do it. And I'm like, all right, I smacked him. And that was like the first time I started smacking the guys. I've had to defend myself. I would like, it sounds bad, but I would like goad them into like, if you touch me, I'm gonna hit you. You know what I mean? So like there was times in that era where I got to punch predators and stuff like that, just based out of like self-defense, that I pushed hard for. But it became it's frustrating, man. Like I risked my life. We'll probably get into it in a second. I imagine like my partner got shot. We had to take a gun away from a guy. So like I've been knives pulled out on me multiple times, guys fighting back, like trying to fight us and stuff. And then we do all this stuff. And then the police turn around and be like, yep, nothing we can do about it. Sorry, pal. You shouldn't even be doing this. And it's like, damn, dude. And we're watching these guys get away. We call the police and the police show up and they're like, you go this way, you go this way. And they're like, yeah, sorry, just send me the stuff in the email and we'll get back to you. And the predator walks away with a smile on his face. And seeing that so many times, it just drove me insane. And what I want to make a clear distinction on is like the smacking and stuff like that. That's not a punishment. In my mind, a punishment for these guys, they should be upside down on their head in a bucket drowning. So it's not a punishment to them. It's more of a message to the rest of the world and saying like, dude, we're tired of turning the cheek as society. Like if the police ain't going to help us, if our neighbors ain't going to help us or whatever, like we're just done turning the cheek and like we're touching back. You want to touch our kids, we're going to touch you back. You know what I mean? And the smacking, it comes from like, I could beat these guys up. Usually I'm showing up with 2 or 3 guys. We can just show up, stomp these guys' heads in and leave. And like I said, it's not even about a punishment for them. It's about the message. And I think smacking a guy, like if I punched you and we got into a fight right now and I beat you up, but you fought back, like your friends ain't going to look at you like, oh, he's a bitch. You know what I mean? But if I smacked you in your face and you just sat there and was like, you're gonna be like, damn, dude's a bitch. You know what I mean? So like you're like, they don't deserve a punch in the face. They don't deserve a good rough scrap. They deserve to be treated like rats because that's what they are. And you see a lot of other people who do what I do and they dress up in Santa Claus costumes and they make it a joke and stuff like that. And I really don't think this is a joke. If you ask any random person what's the top 3 crime in the world, they're going to say murder. And the fact that like so many people and have like treated this as a joke, and for so long in society, if a predator walked into the room with you, you kind of look down and look the other way like, oh shit. And the predator's just there. You know what I mean? They've owned rooms for so long in our country that it's sad. And I want to make them feel shame, and I want them to be scared. I always tell people, you want these people out your neighborhood, make them uncomfortable to whatever you're comfortable with. Listen, if I smack a predator, the worst that's going to be is like a misdemeanor assault. So like, I don't want to go beat them up, break their collarbone or anything, get like a felony or anything like that. So I'm operating within what I'm comfortable with. And I feel like if people did that across the world, like you really get these guys out your neighborhoods. If you know a predator that I even caught or that is registered, or you know did something to your cousin or this and that, and you see him at the gas station and you just let that guy pump gas in peace, like that's a problem. You know what I mean? Like you need to make these guys feel uncomfortable in your neighborhoods. And people will say, well, they'll just go to another neighborhood. Yeah. Well, that's on their neighborhood to make them feel uncomfortable. And eventually, you know, we get these guys on an island somewhere and we just keep pushing them out of our society.
There was an incident that took place couple months ago. Well, actually, it was a couple years ago. But Tanner Horner, a FedEx driver. I don't know if you saw that story.
Yeah, kidnapped a little girl. Yeah,
7-year-old little girl, and unfortunately, the little girl lost her life. But he actually her as well. He's getting a life sentence, but I don't think it's enough
because she died. Probably that's why.
It doesn't matter.
Otherwise,
it's not enough.
No, I'm saying otherwise he probably wouldn't get any sentence if she hadn't lost her life. Unfortunately, nothing would happen to him.
I've been on the phone for the past hour trying to get into the building. Where the hell is customer service here, man?
If you've got anger issues, try seeing a therapist.
And if you've been hit by a car, call Alex Megeredchian.
So out of all you said you've caught about 800 of these PDFs. None of them have faced justice. They've all just walked away.
We got somewhere around, I believe, 86 convictions at this point. Ron Callahan will probably be 87, which is ironic. Like I told you, they couldn't. There's nothing we can do. We can't arrest these guys. They're not a real minor. They're not a detective. But all of a sudden, I get 300 people to show up at Denny's, and actually, we've scrounged up this charge of attempted importuning. So they arrested one guy out of the 50 and they acted like that was a W. And it's just like, hey, but you guys just let 50 guys walk for the past 5 years.
See, that's what baffles me. Again, we talked about this a little while ago, but it's the intent behind it.
Yeah.
That person mentally is not stable. They will do that to a child if they get the opportunity. I get it. Yeah. All right. There was a whole bait and switch sort of thing, right? I get it. But the fact that he had intent of doing that with a minor tells you that this person is not safe around kids. You got to ask these judges and these lawyers, would you allow your 12, 13, 14-year-old kid around them?
Of course not. But they'll send them right back into a neighborhood.
So
and then send a drug dealer to prison to rot.
So since you've spent what now close to 7 years going after these predators, have you looked into like as far as federal, state laws or local laws as far as who's the one that's dropping the ball here? Is there no justice due to, let's say, the district attorneys on a local basis? Is it the state attorney general? Is it the, let's say, federal level? Is it the Supreme Court?
Sure.
Who is it that's dropping the ball and where these criminals are not facing any charges?
Yeah. I mean, that's the $1 million question for sure. And through my experience, like that question and why do you like kids? Those are two questions that are so hard to answer. And those are the two big questions. You know what I mean? You see it so much. For like, you got to have state laws. So you got to have a state where it's like, okay, as long as a guy thinks he's talking to a child, we can go. And then you have to have police officers that show up to the scene that are willing to entertain like what you're saying. A regular police officer, like just a guy that shows up with the hat and the belt and all that stuff, they can't make an investigation because like technically I could just AI this stuff. You know what I mean? All the evidence could just be AI. So they have to get this to a detective. So now we have a police officer who has to be sympathetic to the cause. Now we have to get a detective who has to be sympathetic to the cause. And now the detective has to get this to a district attorney who has to be sympathetic to the cause.
And then you got to get a warrant and this and that.
Yeah. So you're looking at state, police, detective, district attorneys. And the stars align sometimes. But a lot of times you got a police officer who, you're trying to be a hero, you think you're making content. You got a detective, it's like, you're not doing this work the correct way. Like, we have people that's trained to do this. You got a district attorney that's like, oh, you're trying to make us a fool. You know what I mean? You're trying to do our police work. And it's an ego problem on a lot of scales. I think, like, it's weird. Like, to me, doing this, it's easy. It's easy to catch child predators. Like, nobody trained me. You got guys who I consider, like, there's a lot of good guys out there that catch predators. like, to be nice, there's a lot of fucking idiots out there who catch predators. There's predators that you can just catch. Like, I call them softballs. Like, these guys have just been waiting to be caught. I showed up the first time that I did a catch here with my cameraman. We went to the safest place in America. If you Google the safest place in America right now, it'll be South Burlington, Vermont.
Mm.
We went to South Burlington, Vermont, and caught a predator in a half hour. Half hour. Guy trying to have sex with a 13-year-old boy, caught him in the safest place in America in a half hour. So they're not doing it. Like, I've never went a place in America to catch predators and we didn't catch. And I don't have leads. It's not like, oh, I got this guy in California, I'm about to go catch him next week. I show up with nothing but an iPhone. And I set up camp and they come like wild animals. And the guys, there's a lot of guys that are hard to catch. They're scared. I don't believe you. You could be a cop. But there are guys that's ready to meet in a half hour. And those guys could have got caught. They could have got caught in 2023. They could have got caught in 2024. They could have got caught in 2025. But for some reason, when I show up in 2026, I catch them in a half hour. And you can't tell me the police are doing it because he would have been caught. You know what I mean?
That's terrifying, bro. That's terrifying.
You saw Chris Hansen when he was on Dateline.
Yeah.
He would catch multiple people in a span of just a few hours. As you said, it is easy to do this. Yeah. It's just a matter of putting in the work. Now, whether it's the judicial system or the police officers or the Supreme Court or district attorneys, whoever it is that doesn't want to put in the work, that's just unfortunate. But you're right. There are individuals who do the catching who are very soft on these guys. Where you mentioned a little while ago, they'll, hey, let me talk to you real quick. Why are you doing this? You could do something better with your life. And these guys, they'll put their head down like, yeah, I messed up. Sorry, I won't do it again. Mm-hmm. No, man.
No.
You if you get an opportunity, you'll do it again.
Yeah.
You know what's crazy is that if you, as a parent, right, let's say you get a divorce, there's a separation, and one parent, especially if it's the dad, has to pay child support. The court will come after you like there's no tomorrow. Your bank accounts will be levied. Your employers, will be sent letters where, we need you to hold back X amount of dollars every paycheck to go to the courts. I mean, they will come after you. Mm-hmm. But yet, you can molest and sexually abuse a little child. And it's like, well, we'll put you on a list, Mm-hmm. It's just a list that doesn't seem to, most people may not even know about it, but we'll put you on a list. It may potentially make it difficult for you to get a job if somebody cares to even check your background. But other than that, don't worry about it. Just change your login and your email password and you'll be fine.
Yeah, pay your child support though, or else you're going to prison.
Exactly. I don't get how that works.
That's what I'm saying is like you're asking a question that is just like it's almost on purpose. Like I imagine you guys all got kids and you took them on a plane and stuff like that.
Of course.
I could take anybody's kids on a plane. Like there's no ID. They literally, like, I take my kids on a plane. They're like, are you such and such? They go, yes. They're like, all right. They don't need it. There's no identification. And you're telling me that kids ain't getting like transported and trafficked all across America through airports? Like it's insane. They don't even have to, you can just fill out a fake name for a child. They don't, like, I fill out my kid's name and their birthday. It's not like, they don't like make sure that's them.
How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
And not stepchildren, right? These are actually.
Yeah, I have 3 kids and a stepdaughter. Yeah.
I could see. How do I word this, bro? I could see a lot of this stuff being fixed and repaired. It's just a matter of who's willing to step up to the plate to do it. Yeah. But how do you fix something like this when you have individuals during June pushing something called MAPS, minor attracted person, mm-hmm. where they're trying to normalize pedophilia? Mm-hmm. How do you normalize something like that? They're trying to call it a disorder. No, it's not a disorder. Yeah. wanting to do sexual things with a child is not a disorder.
Mm-mm.
I mean, these people are sick in the head.
Yeah.
They're doing it intentionally. It's not like they don't know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
There's no like evolutionary trait to where like, oh, this like provides anything evolutionary. Like it just does nothing but hurt. You know what I mean? It's just pure evil.
If you remember during Dr. Drew's interview, when he was talking about how there were physicians that were overprescribing opioids,
Mhm.
and he said the way it stopped was what? They put the doctors in jail. All of a sudden, that kind of epidemic went away. You don't think it would have the same impact if we actually put these guys in jail? And then we allowed maybe the prison system, which seems to have a higher moral ground than our politicians do, right?
Yeah.
They'll probably take care of these guys in prison.
Yeah. Well, even in prison now, a lot of these guys are in PC, protected custody.
They shouldn't be in protected custody.
Yeah. These guys get protected custody, and then they get to hang out they get to have a chomo club in prison.
Yeah, they hang out with other pedophiles.
Yeah, they all hang out with other pedophiles and play spades and tennis and all that stuff and live their regular life. Because a lot of prisons, especially in like a blue state, if you attack a pedophile, it's a hate crime. Because it's like, just like you said, if you attack a gay man in prison because he's gay, that's a hate crime.
They're trying to normalize it.
Yeah.
Has any politician ever ran on this and said, listen, if you elect me into office, whether it's on a local level or state or national.
Don't you think that's such a layup? Like if you're a politician, don't you think that's a layup? Like
I'll protect your children.
Yeah. Boom, you win.
But unfortunately, maybe I think some or most may be involved. And,
you hate to think that, man. But that's what it comes down to, is like, we could sit here all day and be like, so how is this happening? Why is it allowed to happen? And I'll be fair, and I talk to a lot of police officers, and I have a lot of support between a lot of police officers around the country, because I believe those guys, those are average guys. Those are fathers just like us, and they want to do it, but they got bosses, and so many resources are spent. We got like LA, where LA is crazy, but not everywhere is LA. Not everywhere is Chicago. Like, there's so many police out here doing nothing but just waiting on people to speed, and waiting on people, like just sitting on the side of the road, just waiting for stuff to happen when they could just be texting a predator. You know what I mean? And it's little efforts like that. And it's to where they put their resources and where they put their energy, that you have to be like, hey, why do you care more about a person speeding than like a pedophile that's trying to meet a child?
Well, I don't even think the police need to. I truly do think that having a vigilante like yourself do the back end work and then hand it over to the police and say, hey, listen, I did the hard work.
Yeah.
All you got to do is, here's his name. Here's where we were going to meet up. Do the arrest. Yeah. Glendale has Glendale has a policy where they will arrest you. Mm-hmm. Doesn't matter where you're at. You could be at the Target. You could be at the gas station. If you're there to meet up with somebody, they will arrest you. So just a heads up. If you ever want to kind of bring the pedophiles to Glendale.
Well, where did I catch the Hot Wings guys? That one in Glendale? Because
the Hot Wings wasn't in the Valley.
Hollywood,
I think it was
okay.
North Hollywood. That was LA.
We have footage of that as well, by the way.
Yeah. So before we get into the North Hollywood one, there was something you brought up off the air. It was the NAMBLA, I guess, right?
Yeah.
The North American Man Boy Love Association.
Yeah.
This is legit. If you guys want to Google this, it's called NAMBLA, North American Man Boy Love Association. This was founded in 1978, basically 47 years ago, by this guy named David, I guess, Thorstad. And he's basically a pedophile. And he created this association, or this cult.
Yeah, I think it had one time, if you could Google possibly, I think I had one time over 10,000 members.
Yeah, it works to abolish age of consent laws, criminalizing adult sexual involvement with minors, and campaigns for the release of men who have been jailed for sexual conduct with minors that did not involve what is considered consent.
Yeah, so they're saying as long as the child consents to it, that it's not grape or whatever you want to say. So
Yeah, but you have to be 18 to buy cigarettes. You got to be 21 to buy alcohol. You got to be 18 years old to vote. But at 13 years old, you know what? You're capable of consenting to sex.
It's insane.
That is crazy.
Have you seen some of the interviews that Tim Tebow has been, or actually he's even gone to Congress, I believe, where he's showing the map of all the sex trafficking of children going around the country.
Yeah.
And it seems to be a multi-billion dollar empire.
Yeah,
That's probably the reason why there's no laws against. I mean, I don't want to say no laws against it, but majority of them are getting away with it, which means the laws are not effective.
I mean, what stops you from like just making sure the kid that you got with you at the airport is your kid?
Yeah.
Like, what law do we need to just do that at one step? It's just like, well, that's insane to me. The fact that you just can fly with kids and they don't have to be yours. There's nothing. I just think that's a sign.
International, you need a passport.
Yeah, international. Fair.
At this point, I mean, local flights, whether you're flying from city to city or state to state.
But even on the passport.
You could kidnap a kid in Chicago and fly home with them in LA and be here in LA with a kid from Chicago.
But internationally, even if you have a passport, I don't think.
No, it's with the birth certificate.
It doesn't say like father or mother's name.
You have a birth certificate. It's based upon the age. If the age is well below, you have to have a birth certificate. International flights.
When I got the passports for the kids, I needed their birth certificate in order to get the passport.
No, to get the passport. But when you're flying with the passport, how do they know that's your child?
They check it. They check the passport and they look at the child.
And you got to go through customs and stuff. Right
I'm very curious. Again, I don't know the answer to this, but I'm very curious as far as when it does come to traveling. Let's say, for example, you are with your kids. Obviously, they check everybody's passport. They check the photo. They scan it and stuff, right? I'm very curious if when your passport, my passport, Joe's passport, Joshua's passport, when it's scanned, do the children's names pop up as well? Because obviously, I had both me and my wife had to be there physically to sign off.
Well, that's what I'm asking. Is because you could have a different last name than your kids.
No, I agree.
The last name association doesn't mean they're your child.
But you need to be there in order for them to actually get a passport.
Not only that, when they're taking the passport picture,
guys, this is after you have a passport.
Okay,
you're not traveling with before you get a passport. Okay. You have a passport. I'm going there with my kids. When they scan my kid's passport, does it say Armand is these kids' father?
That's what I'm curious.
I'm pretty sure it would.
Or how do they know I'm the father? Or how do they know my wife is their mother? That's what I'm wondering. It's not when you're filling out the application, they want, they do colonoscopy and endoscopy and everything else. But then after the fact,
and the fun thing is, it's not even about child trafficking at that point. It's just about getting a visa to get into the country that you're headed to. So,
that's when you mentioned about you could just grab a kid and fly. I mean, there's even I don't know if there's. I think there still is. There's some airlines who will allow a kid at a certain age. I think it's about 6.
Fly by themselves?
Well, they can fly by themselves, and you basically that airline has a attendant or a stewardess, whoever it is, that watches them and kind of escorts them throughout the whole flight, and then hands them to the family.
Yeah,
but
so certain documentation can be requested by TSA, such as consent to travel letters, birth certificates can be asked for. Also, if you are sole custody, carry a certificate or copy of a court order showing that you have sole custody of the child.
Print that out on ChatGPT. You know what I mean?
I know. See, dude, again, AI, I think, is going to become a very powerful tool for some of these assholes to be able to fake documentation, fake conversations, saying, hey, you know what, I never said anything like that. Joshua actually created that on ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever it is. And then again, it's going to prolong the process and it's going to allow these guys to get away with stuff like this, basically.
Yeah, that's what we've seen so much, man. And I guess it comes full circle into, so I'm smacking these motherfuckers, you know?
So you showed up to LA and you went to you went to Hot Wings Cafe in the Valley, and the guy that you confronted at Hot Wings Cafe, was he? Because there was a very big mix-up as to who he was. Was he the owner's son, or was he just a manager there?
He's the owner's son.
So
but he manages both.
So
because there's, I think, 2 locations.
I think there's 3. I think there's a Pasadena, there's a Glendale, and then there's obviously the Valley. So we don't know which one.
So he managed when I was here, because I stayed in Glendale last time. He told the decoy that he was the manager of what is it?
Hot Wings Cafe.
Yeah, he said he was the manager of Hot Wings Cafe. So we went to the Glendale one, and there was like, oh, he's not here. He's at the other one. So then we went to that one and we found him.
Okay, and
so he was going to at least those 2. I don't know about the third location.
So how did you guys get a hold of him? Did he reach out to you guys on Grindr?
Actually, I'm trying to think of this. You know this dude's name?
Eric, I think. Was it Eric?
The catcher that I caught with. There's a predator catcher out here. I don't want to like spoil his name and stuff like that to any potential predators that are in the neighborhood. But yeah, I showed up out here. He's a good buddy of mine, and he said, I got this guy I've been working on for a few weeks, and he's a manager at this place, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, well, I'm in town, let's go get him, let's go get a bite to eat and see what's up. So we went in there and pretended that we were like, because we have all these cameras and stuff like that. So we're like, oh, we're doing food reviews, you know what I mean? Like, so like, we want to try your food. And I had the menu, and I'm like, what would you try? You know what I mean? You're the manager. Like, I want you to pick something out. And we had printed out these pictures that he had sent, like of nude, like his and his stuff. So like I had it stuffed inside the menu, and I'm like, is this good? And I opened up the menu and it's butthole. And I'm like, is this still on the menu? And that's how we got exposed right up front.
We have the video of that, by the way.
Do we have the video of it?
Yeah, I'm gonna play right now.
Oh, Joe, the audio though, bro.
The audio's fine.
No. The music.
Yeah, we'll see. That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
You know where we got that from, bro? You know
Hey, do you recognize the name? You recognize the name?
Yeah, and I love getting guys at their jobs because they got nowhere to go.
Oh yeah, he's got to stick around. Basically.
He's got to stick around. So why you been talking to a little boy online, Eric? He wanted a little boy to like. pee on him and all kinds of crazy weird stuff.
We had conversations before.
Right. So why did you send a 15-year-old butthole in the penis?
Well, I don't remember exactly from the beginning of our conversation, but I had told you that you know of us. And I told you.
So you did know I'm 15?
Yes.
Okay, and you were fine with sending a 15-year-old? Then why did you do it?
Look, I wanted to shit on his chest. That was your exact word. Okay.
I fucking hate that, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I've seen these before. I understand.
So then why would you still talk to him? I don't know to be a house.
You know what? You're right. That's why when we had conversations afterwards, it was more friendly. I tried not to.
It was called English. That was not. Listen, hold on. After I tried your job, he said, I've been horny for 2 days. I haven't nutted in 2 days. Scat play, piss play were mentioned.
All right. Jesus Christ, bro.
Can't play that the first 8 minutes.
Yep.
I mean,
did anything happen to this?
No, that was given. That shit was given to the police. We beat his ass. But that shit was given to the police. He sent the nude pictures. He wanted to have sex with a little boy. Obviously, he already wanted to on the little boy and stuff, and police did nothing about it.
Bro, that's more than sex.
And it's admitted.
And they did nothing.
So you can't. So the whole like, oh well, it's AI. Like you got motherfuckers admit. Like, yeah, I said that. Yeah, I said
and
that.
he's. I'm assuming he's still working at. Well, obviously he's the manager.
Yeah, I don't know. I assume that they don't want him around no more. It's bad for business, but he's not in jail. I know that.
I don't even know what to say to something like this. How do you allow somebody like that to roam around the streets free? They need to be locked up. They need to be punished. But the system's broken.
Yeah, and that's like what, 15, 20 minutes from here?
And this was literally a couple months ago.
Yeah.
This isn't something from like years ago.
No.
This is literally a couple of months ago in our own backyard. And look, the Armenian community is very against stuff like this. It's unfortunate that every community has.
So I've seen so much of that, and like shout out to you guys. Like, got a lot of DMs about like, yeah, we don't support that guy, this and that.
No,
so,
bro, we don't.
No, that's definitely
look. It's unfortunate that every single community, nationality, race. I'm not going to say, oh, Armenians are perfect. No, nobody's perfect. But it's unfortunate that it happened in our community because we're, as fathers, as husbands, as parents, we are very against shit like this, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you seriously have to have some mental issues to be able to type shit like that in and comfortably click send with photos, videos, and say, talking about shit or having them shit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm lost for words.
Yeah, I mean, it's evil. It's literally evil. I'm spiritual and I believe in God, but I grew up Christian. I wouldn't, I guess, consider myself Christian. I believe Jesus Christ was here and stuff. I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff in the Bible that like I feel like once you take it, you got to take everything, So like I'm on a journey of what I believe in and stuff like that, but I truly believe, in like Judeo-Western like thought as far as like your body is a temple and like there's like demons like really taking refuge in these people. You know what I mean? And I think you just allow evil to like fester in you and it just manifests into that, into murderers, into psychos, into child molesters. And that's just like, I feel like
technology should move your business forward, not hold it back. At Titan Elite IT Services and Consulting, we make sure it does. Our clients don't wait days for help. They get real-time answers, fast resolutions, and dedicated support, both on-site and remote. From Los Angeles to Orange and Ventura counties, our coverage is local, statewide, and nationwide. When you need us, we're already on the way. We're not just an MSP, we build with you. From cloud migration to security to every endpoint in your network.
At Titan Elite, we don't just solve problems, we prevent them from happening. We become a part of your team and we grow with you.
Titan Elite IT Services and Consulting. Strategic, scalable, trusted, and always on.
Are you looking for a place to kick back and celebrate? Well, the Glenarden Club has got you covered. Upstairs, you got a private lounge with a cigar room. Downstairs, you got the Moose Den, where you can have cocktails and private events. Hey, are you even hungry? They got an outside pizzeria serving one of the best pizzas in town. If you're interested in becoming a member with the Glenarden Club or booking an event, contact the WiseNuts. We'll connect you to the boys at the Glenarden, and you could become a member here or host your next gathering.
I feel like a Greek philosopher. Like, why does it rain? Because Zeus is crying. You know what I mean? Like, I don't kind of understand. It's just to the point where it's like, yeah, they're evil. I guess
it's a domino effect, in my opinion, as well. I truly think it's a domino effect. Something must have happened to this guy when he was younger for him to turn into who he is today. Whether he was sexually abused, molested, something must have happened to him.
You would think a lot of them say no. And here's also the thing. There's a study on this. I have a book because I try to figure it out. Like I want to figure it out. And they say a lot of sexual predators that are in prison right now, like they lie. They say that they were molested before to get like a sympathy. So like the narrative that started coming out like 20, 30 years ago, like, oh, sexual predators, blah, 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 blah. It's because it's a link between like what happened to them and this and that. And they're like, predators use that as a scapegoat, or just like, well, this is all I knew and this and that. And a lot of them lie about it happening to them, and it hasn't. That was a big case study that came out a few years ago, the interviewing predators in prison. I caught this one guy in Denver, Colorado. His name was Casey Leatherman. One of the weirdest predators I've caught to this day. And he would talk about how his grandpa molested his father and his father molested him. And they would have like these orgies. And it was a tradition in his family for all the men to have sex with their sons and their grandsons and stuff like that. And
tradition, huh?
He used the word tradition.
What was the last name again?
Casey Leatherman.
Yeah. Okay.
And so he was trying to have sex with a little boy, but he was telling the little boy that like he wanted to get another child to like raise him to like be in the tradition. And he's like, I want to adopt, but he's like, I feel like I'd be letting my family down, so I want it to be blood.
No, you're castrated, bro.
Yeah.
These people need to be castrated. They have no right to procreate.
Yeah. And you're talking about a guy that's procreating for like a sex object. And he talked about the first night that me and my grandpa got intimate.
Wasn't there
what the fuck?
Story of a, I don't know how recent it was, but a gay couple who adopted a little baby.
Those lawyers or whatever, yeah.
Right, where they found that child dead because he had been sexually assaulted.
So
the child had been found dead?
Yeah.
Yeah, they adopted. Yeah. This is like the 5th, 6th major case and like of like a gay man couple like adopting a child boy, and then they're just using him to like pimp him out and rape them. This is like the 6th like biggest case. Like,
what do
like
you think? Do you think a gay couple should even be allowed to adopt any children?
Oh man, you want me canceled, don't you? I mean, yeah, I would go. I think kids need adopted, because those foster homes a lot of times ain't even better than like an abusive home at an adoptive like house. I don't know, man. I think my grandma was very like my grandma's very religious, and like if you like if you're gay, like you're sinning, you're going to hell. And I think as far as the gay stuff, it's just like, how do you wake up and like want to do that? You know, I remember like growing up, because like I said, I grew up Christian, and they'd be like in church, they'd be like, you don't lie, you don't steal, don't bear false witness, you don't covet, this and that, and they're like, and you don't be gay. I'm like, well, that's an easy one. You know what I mean? Like lying and stealing, like I could struggle with that, but like don't be gay, like
I got that.
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah, like that, I ain't gonna have
That's
no problem
kick, huh?
with that one. So like I think like, man, I don't know how somebody gets there. I guess being gay is just like, it's an interesting thing to me in a way of just like, it's so foreign. It's like
There's a funny Armenian joke where a straight guy walks up to a gay guy and he asks him, he says, hey, so how did you ever find out you were gay? He's like, I just started asking questions just like you.
Okay.
Curiosity.
But look, to each their own, man. Whatever you do in your bedroom, man, leave it in your bedroom. Whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, it doesn't matter. You don't need to do that shit in public. A lot of times, you know, we've spoken about people getting all touchy and grabby and stuff like that. Well, they go, well, what if a straight couple were to like hold hands and make out and kiss in public? It's like, no, bro, nobody. Especially in front of kids, man. You don't need to do that stuff in front of kids.
Yeah,
Whether you're gay, straight, lesbian, doesn't matter. You want to get intimate with each other? Listen, there's a Motel 6, there's a Holiday Inn, or your own house. Go do it behind closed doors. You don't need to do it in public. But as far as adoption is concerned, as long as these kids are going to good families where they have morals, they have values, they have principles, and these kids are in a safe environment where these kids are protected, because children are the most innocent thing in the world. They are the most innocent thing in the world. And us being parents, seeing that living person come to this world and you raising them and them asking you these questions, being so curious about certain things like, why does the car drive fast? Why does the dog bark like this? How does the helicopter fly? They're just so innocent, bro. And you want to be there to guide them in this amazing journey called life. But there are sick individuals that will take advantage of these children. And that's what we need to get them away from.
And not only do they hurt the children, I seen what my ex-wife went through as far as like there was nothing that we could have did to stop what happened. But you live with was it my fault? Should I?
She blamed herself?
Yeah. Should I have let her go to her grandma's house? Should I have let her do this? And and it's something that can't blame yourself, but you're also as a parent, if your kid falls off your bike, it's maybe it wasn't time with the training wheels off. You know what I mean? You're always second guessing yourself. Did I make the right decision? And when something happens like that, there's no reverse. There's no there's no patching up. There's no Band-Aid. You know what I mean? And it can affect, like you were asking, is there any adverse effects? I don't know. Maybe there's so many people that happens to them and then they grow up and they use drugs as a way out. And then guess what? For now, their kids don't have a mom because they're addicted to drugs, or don't have a father because they're addicted to drugs, because that's their pursuit of peace through whatever is going on inside them because of what happened to them. And you just ruin whole bloodlines.
Yeah. Being a parent doesn't come with a handbook or manual, man.
No.
It doesn't. Yeah. You kind of, you're essentially thrown into the wolves and try to figure out for yourself. But I've said it before in the past, and I'll say it again. Not everybody deserves to be a parent.
Yeah, that's fair.
So making that statement, do you think there should be some level of, I guess, a barrier to entry? Or for instance, let's say you want to buy an iPhone, right? If you're going to finance it, you're not going to pay it cash. Apple is going to run a credit check to give it to you on a 36-month plan. You want to buy a car, you want to buy a house, you have to show your bank statements, you have to show that you're qualified to pay for this vehicle, for this house that you're purchasing. But to have children, you can have one once a year.
I see where you're coming from, but it's just so slippery, right? As far as
how though?
You can end up like China, where they're telling you can only have 2 boys or a girl.
One child.
Yeah, or one child. I just feel like once you start getting the state involved, you know what I mean? It's got to be something through culture. You know what I mean? It's got to be people knowing.
I'm not listening.
Self-discipline or something like that. It's just when you get the government involved.
I'm not a fan of getting the government involved. But at the end of the day, because see, when you bring up these topics of, when you ask the question, do you think gays should be able to adopt it? Well, it's much better than, them growing up in an abusive family, heterosexual. Okay, yeah. But if you look at it that way, everything, you can have that perspective of, well, it's much better than this. It's much, yes, but why should so many children be in foster care? Why are they in foster care to begin with? It's because the parents were lowlifes in most cases. Yeah. That's why those children ended up in foster care.
Yeah.
And those lowlifes are the ones who end up having 4, 5, 6, 8 kids. Most people who are, have their shit in order, very few of them will have 4, 5, 6 kids because they know it's going to be challenging.
Yeah.
Unless they're Elon Musk.
Yeah. But these guys who can't even afford to buy a box of cereal will have 8 kids, hoping the government will pay a monthly, whatever it is, the welfare and
their
food
intent,
stamps
their
and
intent
everything
isn't
else.
having children. Their intent is just having sex.
I have my fiance has a cousin, and they were from Philadelphia. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Kensington Ave.
No.
It's like the drug capital of the world. It looks like hell if you would ever look it up. Her cousin is out there, and her cousin, I believe, has 5 kids. and this woman, and she don't have custody of any of them. And she just had a baby 2 years ago, born with AIDS. Like the baby is born with AIDS and addicted to drugs, born into this world like that. She loses the baby because at the hospital, they take the baby right away. 1 year later, she's pregnant with twins. And she's on drugs. And it's just like, I definitely get where you're coming from. But like at that point, you're playing God. You know what I mean? If you're like, you can't have kids, but you can. And it's just, how do you curb that? Because I agree. That woman shouldn't have kids. But how do you ethically enforce that?
You can't.
I know
these people are not having sex to have children. They're having sex for pleasure.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And they don't believe in contraceptives.
It's not, I don't know if that may be partially
Of course
true,
it is.
But
I mean, he just said it. He says she was into drugs.
right. And
She had a kid. They took the
Right.
kid away, and the kid had AIDS. And then she literally a year later, right? You said
Right.
she got pregnant with twins again.
Yeah, but how do you know she's not prostituting herself?
Exactly. How do
Yeah,
you?
that's not for pleasure, though. That's for business.
Exactly. It's for money. And a lot of these people know.
So they could pay
Let's
for
say
drugs.
If she was able to keep those babies, that's 3 kids now. But I don't know, whatever the monthly welfare is. Let's say $800 for 3 kids. That's $2,400. Maybe another $1,000 in food stamps. Do you think they'll pay for her drug addiction?
Of course not.
Of course it will.
How?
What do you mean how?
How is that much money going to be able to pay for her drug addiction and her
And what?
cost of living?
You think she cares about her cost of living or her kids'
God,
cost
What type
of
of
living?
drugs do you think she's doing?
That's why my brain doesn't comprehend how these people are surviving.
Well, on the streets.
How do you do that to a child, man? I mean,
Same way you have these gypsies on the freeway exits with their babies, 1, 2, 3 babies asking for money.
yeah, but those gypsies probably have a better life than any of us. They
Okay,
probably
but-
make like $300-400 an hour.
But you have a little 2-year-old under the sun for 10, 12 hours a day. So you could collect $200-300 a day. or
I've
whatever.
actually heard that they rent out the kids, believe it or not.
well, that's
Okay, now-
just
Now that's even worse.
Yeah.
Who's the other fucking schmuck that's renting their kids out to these schmucks? Like,
Mhm.
it just, look, anything that involves kids should just, I don't understand how anything that hurts children is at any way, anywhere in the world, especially in the United States, tolerated. That's what I don't understand. Like, at the end of the day, listen, you could do whatever you want, maybe to adults and to any other things, but when it comes to innocent children, you sexual abuses and selling them off and renting them off and traffic, like, bro, that's like,
It's unthinkable.
it's beyond even, to me, I can't even fathom that there's no punishment for these fucking people. They just have to be thrown in a wood chipper or something in public so that the other fucking asshole after them who's even considering is like, no, man, I'm okay. I'm gonna, I'm just gonna go back to my 9-to-5 job and I'm gonna stay away from children.
Yeah.
But we don't have that. It's like, oh, you did it? Don't worry about it. We just put you on this list. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
And then that's it. Go back to your work. Don't let it happen again, okay?
Yeah.
No, I won't let it happen again. You sure? Yeah.
yeah. Nobody's ever made an example of.
There's nobody. I mean, dude.
If there's an example, it's that you can get away with it.
Absolutely.
That's the example that's been made.
It just baffles. Like, that's why I like these people who write these laws would love to understand. How did you come up with this? I mean, how? What do you have kids? Do you have grandchildren? Do you anything? Any conscience? Any morals in life? Anything? Or somebody paid you off? How the fuck did you come up with this? Like, how?
Yeah.
Because, or when you're sitting there and you, what is that?
The mallet.
The gavel.
The gavel.
Gavel, yeah, the gavel. You smack the gavel and you say not guilty or innocent. How do you do that? Do you go home and just sleep
Yeah,
comfortably?
you give them community service.
Yeah, go clean the freeways for 12 hours.
Yeah, for the next month.
Yeah, and then that child is gonna have to go to therapy for the rest of their life because you just decided you had some type of fetish or some bullshit.
I believe it's a power thing. A lot of times, I believe like these guys. I don't even really. If gun to my head, I don't think it's a sexual thing. I really think it's like you see these losers who, compared to their peers, are fucking nobodies. You know what I mean? Like can't afford a car, can't can't keep a job, and they finally find somebody that like they're smarter than, or they're cooler than, or they're more wiser than. And I believe like that's like a power dynamic, and they get to talk to somebody like you'll notice a lot of these predators are mean the way they talk to the kids.
What are the conversations like?
A lot of like it's diverse, but
Like how do these conversations begin? Let's say, for example, okay, you created a Grindr app,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or I'm not sorry, you created a Grindr profile.
Yeah.
And you put up a profile picture, name, last name, whatever it is. Age, do you put in there that you're 13, 14?
Because early on, I would always be like, yeah, I'm 14, and then you get banned off of Grindr, which is a good problem. So good for Grindr that they ban underage kids. But so at that point, I would just tell them, hey, you know what I mean? I'll try to tell them, I don't want to give away too much salsa here, but basically like, you'd be like, hey, text me. You know what I mean? And then you tell them over text, like, I'm about to be 14. I just couldn't tell you on the app. I don't want banned. Like, okay.
And then they just go along with it.
Yeah, a lot of times. And people will ask me, like, is there good guys out there? There's good guys out there. But it's like 60-40 good guys. Like it's
60 as in
good.
bad?
No, 60 good, but like
40 bad.
40 is bad. 40's bad. And that's a big number.
That's a huge number.
It's a huge number. And let's say, listen, man, like you just put it in this perspective. I've caught over 800 predators. I'm not the only guy that does this. At this point, I'm probably the biggest guy that does this, but there's hundreds of, let's just say 100 more guys that do this. And let's say they caught 100 guys each. So that's like that's
10,000.
Yeah, it's 10,000 plus my guys or whatever. Like this is literally just guys that are trying to meet kids off of dating apps. This isn't your neighbors. This isn't your uncles. This isn't your cousins. This isn't your like sister's brother or cousin or whatever. You know what I mean? This is like tip of the iceberg. And out of all, and those are just the guys that show up.
Yeah.
Like, let's say you're trying to buy something on Facebook Marketplace. Like, I'm kind of like, I'm a big guy. I believe in myself physically, but like, honestly, like to sell something on Facebook Marketplace, it's pretty dangerous.
It is.
You know what I mean? So like, I'm kind of worried about meeting somebody in public on Facebook Marketplace. And you're like, these guys want this so bad that they're just willing to like, it could be me. It could be the dad on the other line. It could be the FBI on the other line. And they still show up without fear. And they'll be like, oh, I'm sorry. I was scared. No, you're not. You're not scared. Like back when I was single, if like a girl would invite me over, I'd be like, I don't know. Da, da, da. And then like, maybe sometimes I wouldn't go or something. And it's like, bro, you're telling me that I was more scared to go to just some girl's house than you're scared to like meet a child? Like you're not scared, you're brave.
And do horrendous things.
Yeah, you're super brave. Like you came to like do a felony too.
So look at the statistics
during the
behind
day.
this. Look at the statistics behind this. So the United States has roughly around 800,000 people who are registered sex offenders. This is last year. California alone, 61,000 registered sex offenders. Texas, 76,000 registered sex offenders. This year, they're basically calculating roughly anywhere from 860,000 to 947,000 registered sex offenders.
And that's guys that's been caught. Yeah.
Do you remember the story of the former UFC heavyweight champion, Cain Velasquez?
Yeah, who like went after the guy that messed with his.
Yeah, went after the guy who, at the time, his son was 4 years old, Cain's son, and the guy at the daycare was messing around with his boy. So he ends up chasing the truck, firing a few shots. It didn't hit the guy. It hit the guy's father, I think. But Cain Velasquez ended up doing time.
Mm-hmm.
He just got out, too.
Yeah, that guy, nothing happened to him. The guy who molested the 4-year-old boy, no conviction, no nothing. Cain Velasquez is the one who ended up doing time for trying to protect his child.
And it's so sad because so many people... Look, Cain Velasquez was in my opinion, I think still is a very talented heavyweight fighter. Yeah. But his entire career was ruined because of some asshole judge. Correct me. Let me correct myself. His entire career was ruined because of some asshole judge who decided to throw him in jail instead of a sex offender because he was trying to protect his own child. I mean, he lost years of his life, years away from his family.
His son has trauma now because he
course.
grew up without his father for 3 years. You
Of
know what I
course.
mean?
Was it 3 years or was it more than
I
that?
think it was 3.
But that's so
I think
sad.
he did 1 year and then he got out and then he had to go do 2 more or something like that.
For what? For protecting your kid?
Yeah.
Dude, everybody was out there advocating for him. He was a hero.
Guess what? If he didn't do it, what happened?
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, you know what?
The guy still didn't get in trouble. So it's not like, oh, he did it and now he got in trouble.
And then you know what would happen? They would be
happen.
like, you know what? Cain Velasquez is a little bitch for not doing anything. How are you a UFC fighter? How are you a heavyweight champion? You didn't do anything to protect your son?
Mm-hmm.
No, dude, he is a hero.
No, 100%.
100% he's a hero. And it's so sad that he wasted all those years. I'm very curious how many years he sat in jail.
Total was, I think he was sentenced to 5. Let me see. Well, see, it was an 11-mile pursuit. Goarte was not struck, but his stepfather was driving, was wounded. Velasquez later pleaded no contest to attempted murder and related charges. In March 2025, he was sentenced to 5 years in prison with credit for time already served in jail and on house arrest. In February 2026, he was released on parole after serving the remainder of his sentence and receiving credit for time served and rehabilitative programs while incarcerated.
Rehabilitation.
Yeah.
For what?
He
Protecting
needed,
your family?
Yeah, he needed rehab.
If they probably said, oh, you need anger management.
Yeah.
You're an angry individual.
When your son gets molested, you need to react better.
Control your temper.
Yeah, it's insane, man. It's a really scary world that we live in, and that's. I mean, if this don't bring you like, there was a point in my life where I was like, I guess like atheist. You know what I mean? And like this brought me to God to just know that how much evil is out there. There has to be good. You know what I mean? If there's hot, there's got to be cold. So to just know all of this evil and then just like, you don't want to call police evil. You don't want to call judges evil. You don't want to call district attorneys evil. But like at the end of the day, they're allowing it.
Exactly.
You know? And like, it's weird. Like, why? You know what I mean? Like you could do you could change so many different things and they just go, nah.
Look, the police is a policy thing. I wouldn't necessarily blame individual law enforcement officers because it's probably policy they're not allowed to arrest. Whereas, yes, with the district attorneys and the attorney generals and the judges, whoever writes these laws, implements these laws, is the ones who are to blame.
I feel like at some point, because listen, like I said earlier, I have a good relationship with a lot of police officers and a lot of guys. They want to do the right thing. And I just feel like at some point, though, you have to campaign for it. Like, as a police officer, you have to, like, come out and say, like, hey, these speeders and stuff like that, this is a problem, you know? But, like, these child predators are a bigger problem, you know? And just campaigning for, like, different crimes to be elevated to, like,
but there are, that's the thing. There are agencies, just like Armand, Carlos. Carlos worked for that government agency who all he did, his full-time gig was to go off after predators.
Right.
So there are agencies that exist. So police officers don't necessarily need to do it. But the problem with, like, one of the things he talked about was, he's like, and he's been to Afghanistan.
Oh, you're talking about Oscar.
Oscar, yeah. He's been to Afghanistan. He's seen his friends get blown up in front of him. Part of him was also blown off. Yet, after 2 years of watching all of those horrendous videos from these predators, he's like, I couldn't do it. It was worse than being in Afghanistan.
Mm-hmm.
After 2 years, I had to quit because it just bothered me way too much. So imagine the things he saw. And so there are agencies that go after these people. But I just don't think it's effective enough because I don't know if there's enough of them out there, or the whole point system may not be effective, because if it was, we wouldn't have hundreds of thousands of kids missing.
Or maybe our jails are full. Yeah. There's that as well.
Yeah.
They might look at it, well, we have murderers and people who have committed
weed on them. Yeah. They need to
we have cartel members.
Where is their point system? Like, where is it a point system for, like, selling drugs or, violent crimes or DUIs or whatever, like fraud, whatever crime it may be, like, why does child predators get like, well, if they cross this threshold, why do child predators get, well, put them on a list and that's a punishment? That's where it gets weird, is just like, nobody else gets the list. Nobody else gets the point system.
Bro,
like, what is that about?
There's plenty of room. I was just, when we were recently, this past weekend, we were in Vegas driving back. You literally were like looking at the driver, like, there's tens and tens of miles of just empty desert land. Put 4 walls. I mean, they're building what, a 60,000 acre data plant in Utah, right?
Yeah,
all over America, they're building those data places.
Yeah,
yes.
so we in the middle of the desert. Somehow we just can't build, like a 50,000 acre
compound
for these
and here's the
jackoffs.
Thing, it's like, okay, is it a funding issue? Then ask us for more money.
Oh, I'll gladly donate, bro.
Bro, we're all of our tax money is going to like Israel and like
no, it's not.
Gender studies in Afghanistan and stuff like that.
No. It's all going to it's going to healthcare. Don't you have free healthcare?
Yeah, right.
It's going to the right place, bro. Don't worry about it.
And it's just like, bro, okay, if you take $20 more from me a month and then you have like a specific child predator like group catching, like, that's what we want. You know what I mean? Like you said earlier, as far as like, well, the police should be like using your work, and then like coming off of that, like in my mind, like I shouldn't be doing this. I'm just a father, you know what I mean? Like I do this because I have to, because it's not being done. Like I already pay in. We already pay in with our tax dollars. It should be getting done already.
Bro, we should have infomercials late at night with like that Sarah McLachlan song, Arm of the Angels. With $20, you can put a pedophile behind bars.
Let me make this point as well, brother. Like,
in the arms of the angels.
The commercials and shit is real, because check this out. If you do this like you got to do a couple math problems on statistics, but do this at home in your own time. I'm not bullshitting. If you combine like the amount of known sexual assaults, and then like with like convictions and all that bull crap, with like people saying I've been sexually assaulted, like the times of people saying they've been sexually assaulted, there's more molestations and sexual assaults in America that happen every year than car accidents. So like you have like these people. We live in a society where it's actually normal. Like I was talking to Joe, and I was telling him like, yeah, if I told you on the way here I got into a car accident, like he'd probably be like, oh, you okay? And I'd be like, oh yeah, I'm fine. And he'd be like, all right. He's not gonna be like, what? This is insane, a car accident.
Yeah.
And literally on every single highway, lawyers for been in an accident, blah, 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 car commercials for the General, for Progressive. Why? Because it's so normal and it's so like regular, like people get into car accidents. There's more sexual assaults happening than car accidents, and there's not one fucking commercial about it. There's not one lawyer on the side of the road that said, hey, been molested? I can help you. There's nothing. And you're right. And it happens way more than car accidents. And our whole country is surrounded by insurance agencies that revolve around car accidents.
I've been on the phone for the past hour trying to get into the building. Where the hell is customer service here, man?
If you've got anger issues, try seeing a therapist.
And if you've been hit by a car, call Alex Megeredchian.
Not only that, even like when you watch public TV, right? 70% of the ads are pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
Why isn't one, as you said, why isn't one ad of if you've been molested, but no, it's your penis falling off, then you might be,
right.
You might have a lawsuit against 5-Ivazine, and then it's like you're calling 1-800-5-Ivazine, and you're getting, part of asbestos, a civil law. Yeah. Have you been exposed to asbestos?
Mesothelioma.
Yeah. And is that why you're experiencing impotence and erectile dysfunction?
Yeah. Join our class action lawsuit.
Yeah.
What we need a class action lawsuit against is all these pedophiles.
It's crazy, man. It's
I mean, what Jerry Sandusky, remember the Penn State coach? I think he molested like over 80 something kids. I think it was
Really?
80 something?
80 something kids over the years.
I mean, there's been a lot of gymnast coaches too over the years.
Yeah, the
that
Michigan State guy. Yeah, and like I said, these guys. There's so many victims and all this stuff, and it's the most regular taboo thing.
They're trying to normalize it, man. I'm telling you, even with this Epstein file stuff, there's a reason why they aren't releasing the Epstein files, is because there's so many powerful people attached to that list where if they open up the can of worms, it's over, bro. Mm-hmm. It's over. I think everybody's on there, from the Chris Tuckers to the Donald Trumps. Mm-hmm. I think everybody's on there. Oprah, Obama, Tom Hanks. Look, I'm name dropping like these, like we're allegedly. Yes, like it's a Hollywood red carpet event, or they're getting the Presidential Medal of Freedom. I'm just saying.
Have you heard of Isaac Cappy?
No, Isaac Cappy. Who's Isaac
Cappy? He was a former actor who came out and basically said that Seth Green had like a dungeon where he was. Seth Green, you know of him?
Seth Green from Austin
Powers.
Right? No,
Family
man. Guy. Are you serious?
Look up Isaac Cappy. And so Isaac Cappy has he basically exposed Seth Green and a lot of Hollywood pedophilia and stuff like that, and called out Tom Hanks. And supposedly he jumped off of a bridge into like.
That's the guy.
Supposedly
Route 66.
Yeah, Route 66. He jumped off a bridge, killed himself. Apparently, the same day, Tom Hanks posted on his Instagram a handkerchief that said something road rage Route 66 or roadkill Route 66.
Yeah, I remember that.
So like Tom Hanks is.
Route 66 where? Here near like Glendora and stuff?
Route 66 goes all the way down, right? It goes all the way through Vegas and whatnot. There's the old road before the highways.
Yeah.
Speaking of dungeons, did you guys hear about the 71 students, the girls that came out of the synagogue?
The tunnels in New York?
Yeah, you're from the East Coast. What do you think about those?
That stuff is crazy over there. Like,
because the first one got swept under the rug.
Yeah, when they were coming out the tunnel on video. Because it's so like, I think the problem is, and it happens with the pedophilia stuff when the people do the dress up as a Santa suit. Like you take this stuff as a joke. You know what I mean? Like it's funny that like all these coming out of like this like vent in the middle of the sidewalk or whatever.
Yeah, that is trippy, bro.
But it's like, what the fuck is actually going on? You know what I mean? And that's the same thing. That's the same thing with pedophiles. Is like you can make the situation funny, but it's like really, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, you've seen all these underground tunnels, mattresses with stains on them and stuff. Mm-hmm. Certain, I guess you would say, channels that go through these tunnels, and you're just like, all right, so where is all this leading to? Are you guys? Why can't you guys just rent out a regular building and preach to whatever God you're preaching to? Yeah. Why does it have to be underground? Why does it have to be in the sewers?
Yeah.
Like, why are people popping out of like storm drains, bro?
Right, dude.
That's the most trippiest thing in the world.
It's fucking Leonardo and Raphael and shit.
Literally, it's like Ninja Turtles, bro. I don't understand it. And again, this is something that was brushed under the rug, and we didn't get too much information about it because it was stopped and killed by the media right away. It was kind of like, well, you know, it was for safety reasons, and it wasn't really underground, and it wasn't in a sewer line. But dude, no, there was videos out there of literal storm drains being opened up and dudes popping out of it like they were Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, I just seen this one video recently, like this guy just randomly walked, like two guys randomly just like opened up this manhole in the middle of the street and just like climbed in.
No shit, really?
Yeah.
And look, I haven't been to New York. I've heard New York, especially during the summertime when it gets very humid, it smells like shit everywhere.
Yeah.
And for them to be able to pop into those sewer lines and storm drains, I don't know how they do it.
It's a whole
and the
city
rats
down there.
Yeah, and there's rats. Yeah. And not like regular rats.
No,
I've heard
4
like
footers.
Yeah, like they look like possums.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
You guys follow what's his name? Tom LeBlanc or something? He's a
Tom DeBlas. He's a jiu-jitsu guy.
Jiu-jitsu guy. Did you see the video he posted?
With the kids?
With the kids?
Yeah, the kids got kidnapped and they tracked their phone, and this guy had them in a crawl space and was like beating them up and stuff and kidnapped them. 3 boys.
Yeah. Fortunately, the he was able to ping one of the phone's location,
And he found the kids.
and he found the kids. Yeah, in the crawl space.
And who was the guy that did it to him?
Some creepy dude.
Yeah.
And did it? What happened to the guy?
I'm not sure. I think the police got him, but like
They did get
it
him.
just
yeah.
recently happened, like last week or so.
Yeah, the police did get him, but God knows what's going to happen to him.
Yeah.
See, I'm curious what the
There'll
outcome
be some
will be.
lawyer that will brag about getting him off to me later on.
He
You know
wasn't
what I-
doing anything. He was just tutoring them in the crawl space. Oh, okay.
See, I'm curious. Again, there are going to be lawyers who will never take a case like this because those lawyers
Sure.
obviously have morals, values. But then you read your Miranda rights. You have the right to remain silent. If you can't afford a lawyer, what will be assigned to you? Then you have like these public servants, right? These public attorneys, where they're assigned to these cases. I feel like at that point, those public attorneys or public servants or public defendants are handcuffed to the point where they have to defend these assholes.
They have to, because the law says that every citizen has the right to defend himself, regardless
You
of
gotta
what
sell it though, man. You gotta. If I had to do that, like I'm gonna do a bad job.
I'd bust the Al Pacino thing. My client right there is guilty.
Show up in diabetic shoes.
I've spoken with a few attorneys that have taken those type of cases actually in the past, and I've asked them like, what do you do in those type of situations? They're saying what we do is just make sure that they get the correct sentencing. We don't try and
What is the correct sentencing?
Exactly.
They
So
don't
like
get
based
more
on
than
the
they
crime,
deserve, huh?
yeah,
They don't get the guillotine, huh?
yeah. Well, if it was up to us, I'm sure that would be.
Pendejo is only 7 years, no more.
No more than 7 years, huh? In time for the next World Cup. Oh man, I don't know, bro. I seriously think the legal system, the judicial system, needs to be fixed, and it's
Everything else is fixed.
Look, that's another story in its own. But it's all about the people that we vote into. I mean, look, it doesn't even fucking matter, man.
You believe in the voting thing?
It doesn't even matter. Like,
but look, you know what's scary?
we're living in in a modern day Sodom and Gomorrah, bro.
Sure.
I seriously think we all need God. We need God.
You go to Vegas, there's porn on the ground.
Yeah.
Like there's just
You
porn
can't
all over
you
the ground.
can't walk in the streets of Vegas without getting a prostitute's flyer or postcard handed to you.
But forget about that. When you take your kids to a park, are you ever just comfortable them playing without you watching them like a hawk?
No.
You can't.
hell no.
You can't just sit there and have a conversation with another parent. Even if you're like watching them play, and you're like, yeah, and while you're communicating side by side,
You have ADD.
but you're watching your kids, like you can't just turn around and have a conversation, because you may turn back and, oh shit, where's Tommy? You know, they took Tommy.
But you know what's crazy? Back in our day, as you know, our parents used to say, back in our day, we would take our bikes right out to the parks, play basketball, hang out with the boys, go into a 7-Eleven, grab a couple Slurpees, and there was no cell phones. There was no GPS tracking.
It's the best.
And you would get home when you get home, and mom and dad didn't worry about
They
it.
didn't worry about it. Yeah,
I mean,
I'm worried to death. You know
Oh
what I
my
mean?
God.
I'm worried
yeah.
to death.
Bro, I'm worried about my kids playing in the front lawn.
Yeah,
Front lawn, my own property's front lawn.
Yeah.
I'm terrified. I don't want to leave them alone.
right.
Like if my boy or my girl, they go, you know what? Can we play on the grass? Can we play on the front lawn? Yeah, sure. And I'm sitting there with them. Dude, I'm telling you, back in our day, our parents would say, "I just want you home before the sun sets." That's it.
The street lights when they came on.
Yeah, as soon as the street lights came on, you
It's time
knew
to
right
go.
away. You're like, you know what? All right, it's time to go home.
Yeah.
And people looked out for one another. That's one thing that we've lost out on is good Samaritans, good civilians, because you don't know who anybody is nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Back in our days, again, this is sounding like our parents and our grandparents. Back in our days, if you were lost, if you needed something, the older people that were around us, you would ask them for some advice or some help, and they'd help you.
Yeah.
Now, I tell my kids as well, you're not talking to fucking anybody because I don't know who that person is.
Mm-hmm.
It's sad. And it's us losing touch with our community, our morals, our values, and our principles, man.
100%.
I don't know. I hope something changes, because it's
As Joshua said, we got to bring the wood chipper back.
Well, Josh was doing a lot to bring light to all this.
You are. Look, you're doing God's work, and I truly think you should go as long as you can. Are you benefiting as far as more and more people joining your team with this, or what's going on? Are you like doing this still solo?
Yeah, I mean, I've been over the past years. I had like a camera guy here and a decoy here and this and that. I like to. There is like an avenue out there where I could like pay people to decoy for me and this and that. But I like to be involved. You know what I mean? When I go catch a guy, I kind of want to know like what's really going on. And so I like to be intimate into it. You know what I mean? Like I said, like I created this brand and stuff like that. And there's probably a reality where I could just be the spokesperson and just like let my boys go out into the field. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm one of those.
You're on a mission.
Yeah, I'm riding the horse right up front. You know what I mean, Braveheart style. Yeah. So
that's honorable, man.
I appreciate that, man. It's just one of those. It's really corny, but I love Spider-Man. It's that it's a great power comes great responsibility. You know what I mean? And I have either God blessed me or I've put myself in this position manually, but like I'm really good at what I do. And I feel like I'd be letting my community down, letting my family down, letting my country down if I did anything else. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to be like, oh, I'll just go work as an insurance agent or something like that when I know I can catch predators. You know what I mean? So it's hard to like go to sleep and like wake up and want to do something different when like this work is so important.
I'm hoping it's not discouraging you by allowing law enforcement and the court system to release these people when you're able to catch them.
If that discourage, like I'm a couple like I guess toxic things about me as a person. Like I love a fight. That's what gets me going. You know what I mean? I thrive off of negativity. I thrive off of somebody telling me no. And whatever when the police do that or anything like that, like that just makes me want to go harder.
Have you been arrested as far as when you are smacking these guys around?
Yeah.
How many times have you been arrested?
4.
And the police officers arrested you for assault, I'm assuming.
Yeah, and the police like me. You know what I mean? They'll be like, it sucks, we got to do this or whatever. Like, yeah.
Because when you look at the videos and you go, I'm going to smack you right across the face, and they go, well, I'm going to call the police for assault. You're just like, all right. Do it. Because you're calling their bluff because they know if they call the police, you're going to show them the chat logs.
And the thing is like I said, I don't want to give away too much sauce, but when we're doing that, like I'll be in a situation where I know the police won't do anything, but they don't. You know what I mean? They haven't done this 800 times.
Yeah.
I have. So I know like if we call the police or the police show up to this situation, like they're not going to do anything, but they don't know that. So like we get to use that as our ability. I don't owe them my truth. I don't owe them my honor. You know what I mean? Those guys get the back of my hand.
Yeah. The funniest is their reactions to it when they don't think you're actually going to smack them.
Yeah,
and their eyes light up like, oh my God.
That's like that Mike Tyson thing. It's just like the world is so fucked up now because people don't get punched in the mouth no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and you notice it with certain people's personalities and the way they talk to individuals. You know this person's never getting smacked in the face before.
Yeah, and I love breaking because like people have this thing where, and I even thought it like when I started hitting them where I'd punch a predator and I'm thinking like a cop is just gonna like appear like at the scene, just like, oh, crime's committed. He's just gonna vaporize into the scene. And these people have like this thing of like a force field of like, that's against the law. You can't do that. And it's like, you know what I mean? I just fucking did. I just did. So you can't tell me I can't do it. I might have to live with the consequences of doing it, but like I can do it. And I think like breaking that barrier to them is an oddly satisfying thing. It's just showing them like this is real life.
How ironic is it? It's against the law for you to hit me, motherfucker. It's against the law for you to meet up with the minor.
Well,
Reality check, huh?
he gets arrested, but that PDF doesn't.
A lot of times.
Insane. Ass backwards.
But very quickly, how did you pick the locations that you meet up with these guys?
Like
or did they pick the Walmarts and Targets?
A mixture of both. My favorite, like I said earlier, is like, don't let me find out where you work, because I'm gonna show up when you're working. You know what I mean? So like, I want your coworkers to see it. Like, I want to make a scene out of it. I just caught a guy. I was gonna say gentleman. I just caught a guy at the Philadelphia Zoo, and yeah, as he was working, and it was a pretty crazy scene. So yeah, that's like, as far as I like the things to be public, because when I do the excuse me everybody, like, yeah, that's it's like a worst nightmare for them type of situation. But like, I'm yelling that for the people that are in there on Tuesday just thinking they're picking up milk and bread to bring home to their family to make sandwiches or whatever. Like, there was a pedophile next to you, and if they had an opportunity, they would have fucked your kid. And they would take your kid and do God knows what to him at their house without your knowledge. And that guy is right here. And people will be like, a lot of people will be like, oh, people don't want to hear that in public. If there was somebody that was doing, what's his name? Like one of the famous serial killers, Jeffrey Dahmer. If I'm in a grocery store next to Jeffrey Dahmer, I would like to know.
100%.
You know?
100%.
If a guy's fucking cutting people up and eating them like in his basement, even if I'm shopping next to him for milk and he's not doing that next to me, I want to know. Yeah. I want to know to pull my kid a little bit closer to me. You know what I mean? And I think the excuse me everybody is an alarm clock to society that's like, it's real. And it happens in LA, and it happens in small town Fremont, Ohio, and it happens in the safest place in America, South Burlington, Vermont. It happens in Las Vegas, where people have access to prostitutes. It happens in Alaska, in Anchorage. It's happened in Hawaii. It happens every single place. And I think you guys live out here, and that's cool. But like, coming from a perspective of an Ohio kid, you see these things on TV, like oh, the California wildfires. You're like, oh, that would never happen here. And you see like the Epstein stuff, and I'll be like, that'll never happen here. And it's like, it does. And when you hear that, excuse me, everybody, in small town America, it changes attitudes, and it changes like perspectives.
There was this one pedophile who was in jail. I forgot what his name was. I was just trying to look him up, but they did an interview with him in jail, and they asked him certain questions about who his victims were. And you know what his response was? He would look for families that were fatherless, where the father figure wasn't around.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'd go to a park. I'd look to see where the single moms were, where the father was missing. Mm-hmm. And he goes, those were the children that I would target. And he goes, anytime there was a father figure involved, he goes, I'd stay away.
Isn't it that John Wayne Gacy that said that?
Was it John Wayne Gacy?
I think so.
So this is why we advocate for fathers being present in your child's life. Look, you don't need to get along with your wife or your ex or whoever it is. If you don't have a good relationship with your significant other and you need to part ways, so be it. But try to be in your child's life as much 100%. As possible. Be present. Be a good role model. Be there for them to know that, you know what, if I ever need advice, guidance, I can go to dad. Mm-hmm. Be a man.
That's right.
Be a provider. Be a protector. Because it goes a long way, and you'll be able to raise a better human being and a less vulnerable child. Just letting your child know that, listen, if you see somebody you don't know and they start talking to you and you feel like, you know what, this person doesn't feel right, you just walk away, or you yell, you scream, you say, hey, I need help. But unfortunately, there's a lot of father figures, deadbeat dads, that aren't involved in their kids' lives.
Yeah. Won't even teach them to tie their shoes, let alone like how to interact with a stranger, you know?
Yeah, man. It's sad.
Have you noticed a specific trait in majority of these guys that you've caught? Like, is it?
There's not a race or economic, stature. It's, from what I've gathered, it's the power thing, and it works both ways. You can have a powerful person who has, he's got the big bank account, he's got the boat, he's got the nice house, and he's like, what else do I have to like wield my power over? A child. And then you have the guys who are weak, bottom of the barrel society, and they're like, who can I have power over? A child. That's the only thing left. And that's the only correlation that I can bring to it, is like, I would say 8 times out of 10, it's either it's one of those situations where it's a guy that's really poor and a bottom of society guy, or a high society guy who has run out of like
shit that turns him on.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the high society guys will travel, like, let's say, I don't know, Cambodia, wherever, in Bali, and go screw around there. But
right.
Most of the guys, the image I see is, like a low life who probably doesn't have a social circle, doesn't have any friends, living in the mom's basement, playing video games all day long, and makes $7 an hour at working at some, somewhere flipping burgers. It's just, that's the image I get. I've never seen anybody that portrayed, any type of confidence or like masculinity.
Yeah.
It's always, it seems like that guy that, was bullied, or, nobody wants to hang out with him because he just smells bad too, hasn't taken a shower in weeks. And I don't know, it's just, I'm not trying to be too
socially
judgmental. Yeah, but they just seem to kind of have that, that image in common.
Yeah,
from my perspective.
A lot of people will be like, "Oh, you only catch soft guys, or weak guys." It's like,
well, yeah, that's who they are.
That's what they are, exactly. Like, you think it's like a big, strong, confident guy? Like, no, like they're rats.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking about. If you notice a common theme, because that's the image I'm getting from
That's
them.
the 40%.
40% what?
Of what he said, 60-40, right? That's the 40%. The 60% is probably a bunch of confident guys who is looking for another gay dude.
Mm-hmm.
On the app.
Yeah, on the app. The other 40%, they're...
Which you're the 60% or which?
Yeah, Mom.
He falls in the 60.
Yeah, I'm in the 60%. I'm just looking for a gay dude.
Just looking to have some gay fun. That's it.
That's it.
Nothing crazy.
That's it. But look, we know stories.
Consensual gay fun.
Absolutely. But we know stories of individuals in our community, man, of very successful, powerful entrepreneurs who have sexually molested their children, their family members, and there's audio and video evidence of it. In fact, there's been family members who have taken their own lives knowing that happened. Yet these individuals who have committed these horrendous crimes are still out doing business, are still a staple in the community, and are looked very, very highly amongst their peers. And we've talked about exposing them, but it's like, dude, if everything is out there in the open and you Google their name and you see it,
what are you exposing?
What am I exposing?
Yeah.
Unless he comes here and admits it, you're not exposing anything.
Yeah, but then he'll come and say, "No, I don't drink.
I don't smoke.
I don't smoke. You think I do that?"
Well, the exit is kind of giving it away now.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. But
I don't know the guy, but I'm just assuming.
You never know, man. One day we might get him on.
Yeah.
And then we'll call you.
Yeah.
And then he'll walk through the door. Excuse me, everybody.
Smack the
shit out of him. Oh, man. But listen, Joshua, you're doing God's work, man. May God protect you. Be safe out there, whatever you're doing, whatever you're doing, bro. Because the last thing we want is for you to get hurt. Because
that's why he picks on the weak.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Listen, the people who are the most vulnerable are the people that are unpredictable as well. You don't. He mentioned it. One of his friends got shot, right?
I know. It was
yeah.
cute,
I was
bro.
there. We had to take the gun away from him, and we had to fight for our lives.
Yeah, you had to beat him with it. That's what you should have done with it.
Yeah.
But be safe out there, brother.
Thank
You're
you,
doing
man.
God's work again, as I mentioned. If you guys aren't following Joshua, Judd, can we pull up his Instagram again? What was it?
It's right here on the bottom. There
So
it is.
founder of Dads Against Preds, his Instagram is Sean
Shua.
or Shua. So basically Joshua Muddy.
Yes, sir.
Monday. Yeah.
So follow him, support him.
Taha.
I know, bro. I'm so out of it today, man. I'm so out of it today. But other than that, man, thank you for taking time to be with us,
Thank you,
bro.
guys.
We
Appreciate
really,
it.
truly appreciate it. Everybody else, today's episode will be up and running on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and all major platforms mañana. Have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you guys all next week.